DJ Akademiks, I did not see this coming, put it up full mass, has now been sued for sexual assault and defamation. This is a hell of a story. Per Rolling Stone, DJ Akademiks is facing a new lawsuit accusing him of sexual violation, sexual assault, and defamation. Okay? Ziya filed a lawsuit in the Superior Court of New Jersey. That's against the internet personality, real name, Livingston Allen, whom she dated after meeting online back in 2021. The timeline is somewhat important here. She claims that on July 16th, 2022, with millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. Allen invited her to his New Jersey home, despite not seeing each other for almost a year, without suspecting any ill intention. When she arrived, however, she was met by two men, identified as John Doe 1 and John Doe 2, whom she did not expect to be there. She claims the two men drugged her drink, plied her with alcohol before assaulting and violating her on Allen's pool deck, is the claim. She says the drugs impacted her memory and caused her to lose consciousness, according to the suit. She claims she was later woken up around 4 a.m. in a bedroom by Allen, who was pulling her hair, prying open her legs, and brutally violating her. She says she was begging him to stop and, quote, crying for most of this assault, but losing her ability to move physically, end quote. The following day, she asked Allen for details about what happened the previous night. He allegedly showed her a trash can that contained 2 condom wrappers, which suggested to her that after the alleged pool deck attack, the 2 John Does had taken her into another room in the house and continued to violate her brutally. She also claimed that Allen showed her surveillance footage of the alleged pool deck attack. According to her, as she watched the video, she looked like she was just lying there lifeless, which did not sit right with her. According to text messages included in the lawsuit later that day on July 17th, Allen told her to go get tested and said he would do the same. She said she found the statement odd, and the suit argues that the text was proof that Allen, who had not slept with her for a year, engaged in unprotected intercourse, sexual intercourse with her that night. So after seeking advice from a lawyer, she contacted the police. They instructed her to undergo a sexual assault kit, which reportedly found traces of Allen's sperm. She met with authorities in person, and photographs were taken of bruises on her arm, back, buttocks, and legs. She also participated in a recorded call with Allen, during which he allegedly admitted to having sexual intercourse with her and described her private parts in graphic detail. As a result, the police obtained a warrant for surveillance footage and other evidence. She later claimed that Allen disposed of several items, including bed sheets, at a dumpster near his office, presumably to destroy evidence of her sexual assault. Despite reporting the incident to the police, she chose silence and chose not to press charges initially. However, filed the lawsuit after the allegations surfaced publicly in late 2023, following discussions on social media between her and Allen. Allen did not respond to Rolling Stone's request for comment, but addressed the lawsuit at the beginning of his Rumble live stream on Tuesday, calling it a, quote, shakedown, and referring to it as a, quote, money tree situation. He repeated previous claims about the allegations, stating that the police had investigated and found nothing. He stated in part he wasn't hiding from the situation or the narrative, but had been transparent and truthful. He claimed the police investigated thoroughly, reviewing documented evidence, including video footage. He also said they confirmed he was cleared of any criminal charges and everyone else involved was also cleared. He added, quote, the things that fall in my favor happen to be the truth, video footage, text messages, everything that the prosecutor who could have potentially looked into this all reviewed and said, we don't have enough evidence to go forward. That's just facts. In a December 30th, 2023 video, Allen claimed he was asleep when the two John Does allegedly assaulted her. Acknowledging the surveillance footage of the alleged attack, Allen said, quote, "She was getting trained by my two men on the pool deck." The suit alleges Allen defamed her by accusing her of voluntarily having an orgy with his friends at his home while maintaining that he never participated at all. The suit also alleges Allen knew his statements in the video were misleading and false, as he had the text messages from her where she stated she didn't know what happened the night of July 16, 2022, and that it was Allen who informed her of what happened to her. In a statement, she said, quote, "I'm confident that justice will prevail and the veil will be removed so no other woman will have to endure what I did." Her lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, added, "Litigation is always the last resort. After several attempts, unsuccessful attempts, to privately resolve this case, we were left no choice other than to file. Mr. Allen's hubris will be his downfall." So these are some elements that naturally we would not have been aware of. Trying to resolve the case privately, having an investigation that was done outside of the public light. But here are the things that we do know publicly because of the messages shared between them on social media, that there was a sexual encounter, that the sexual encounter was known. And now there's seemingly evidence that there was another sexual encounter that was not an invited one, is the accusation to the suit. And Akademiks is claiming that he was not aware of this additional assault or alleged assault. He was only aware of the mutual intercourse between him and her. That's according to the last statement. Now, there are some elements here in civil law that do not apply to criminal law. For example, if you invite somebody to your home, you are generally responsible for their safety. All right, that's a civil dynamic, not necessarily a criminal one. So in that sense, there may be a civil recourse here because of that. Twists and turns, obviously. Rickey, Smiley, there's a lot here. DJ Akademiks has been in the game for a very long time. This allegation was a surprise to me when I saw it. But if this happened, the way the allegation reads, this is a horrible situation for this young lady to ever be in. And I hope justice is served.
Yeah, absolutely. Our job as men is to protect women. Yeah. But I don't care how much power you have. I don't care if you're a comedian, a DJ, a television personality, radio personality, athlete, or whatever. Your job is to be respectful and protect women. And I just don't understand, this. We live in this era of drugging women. And what does that say about you? If you got to give somebody some drugs or whatever to do whatever it is that you're doing, and then if she got to sit down and have a conversation with you and asking you what happened the morning after, and you opened up a trash can and show her two condoms or whatever, you headed toward your life is pretty much over. I feel sorry for her if she victimized any woman out there that has been done that way, or been handled wrong, or sexually assaulted, or drugged, anything like that. But just as public figures, our job, celebrity or not, as men, is to protect women and children. Period. Point blank. I hate all of this stuff happen. If this did happen, I want to, I'm sorry for the victim.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be updates. It looks like this civil case is going forward, which also means if it goes forward all the way, people have to testify under oath as to what happened.